Hare Krishna, welcome everyone. Uh, Very nice to see Ayadakshi could join us today. Haribol.
Hi, Nick.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome for our Nityananda reading today. Vajanti is also joining right away. And it will be most probably the last Nityananda reading that we will do this year, because next Saturday, the festival of Nityananda Trayodashi starts already in Golokadam. So we will not have the session. And we will have also one break more. The Saturday after that, we are giving a seminar in Zurich, and we will be giving lecture on the Saturday. So for 2 weeks, we will not have morning readings. So today is our last Nityananda meditation, and I hope we have built up very nicely for soon the appearance of Lord Nityananda, and a lot of memories and emotions will be there in our heart when Lord Nityananda will appear. So I will start with sharing the screen for today's session, and I will put a little music. The music all right? Not too loud, not too soft? Okay, great. So here we have a beautiful picture of Chaitanya Nityananda accompanied with all their devotees engaged in the Harinam Sankirtan. And today we will have the pastimes when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sending Nityananda Prabhu back to Bengal. The story starts actually in Jagannath Puri, in Nilachal. And we will hear how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how Nityananda took all his associates, and how they were so much intoxicated in love of God, and they come to the house of Raghava Pandit, where there will be a great Abhishek for Nityananda, and that will be also preparing ourselves for the Abhishek of Nityananda that we will celebrate soon. And there is actually a lot of times when Nityananda will empower his associates and empower the devotees, and that will be a little bit the theme that we will have today into our reading. So we will, because we will start in Nilachal, but very quickly come to Mayapur or Navadvip, and I thought we can enter the Holy Dam again by coming on the banks of the Ganga River, and we will start by immersing ourselves into the river. So please look very nicely at the picture and try to enter the picture and feel yourself there. And then you can close your eyes, and mentally you can fall on the sand of the Ganga, the very most humble obeisances, Navadvip Dham, Gangamai. The spiritual master, pray for being allowed today to enter the spiritual dimension, to enter into the divine pastimes of Lord Nityananda. And now looking at the beautiful Ganga, a peaceful current, beautiful waves, from time to time a dolphin coming to take some air as we face. Now slowly enter into the Ganga, It's morning time, the sun is rising. You can smell beautiful fragrance of jasmine flowers. And as you come level to the chest of the water, you feel how Ganga is caressing you. The touch of her waves is so pleasant and so purifying. You feel like Ganga is flowing inside of your body, inside of your heart, and removing all impurities. These are a few palms of water. Ganga is a very simple but heartfelt offering. For a prayer, Ganga, that they will allow to enter into the spiritual dimension. And slowly come out of the river. And slowly come back. Awareness. And we will start with meditation on Lord Nityananda, which is taken from today's reading. First, we will feast our eyes in looking at the beautiful form of Lord Nityananda. Bhavanmato Jagatrata is overwhelmed with ecstatic emotions. It's touching his heart. So much emotions are there. Look at his beautiful eyes, hearing, his gently covering his shoulders. Now, take a mental picture of Lord Nityananda that we will use a little bit after our meditation. Okay, I think we have one of the meditation, and maybe we can ask Ayatakshi to read it. Yeah, we will read it 3 times so that we can really dive into it. Ayatakshi, you are there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Nityananda continually chanted the name of Hari and shouted loudly. Seeing his stuttering dancing, people were struck with the wonder. Sometimes he glanced on someone while dancing. That person would fall down on the ground, filled with love of God and transcendental mellows.
Please read again 2 more times.
Okay. Nityananda continually chanted the name of Hari and shouted loudly. Seeing his stuttering dancing, people were struck with the wonder. Sometimes he glanced on someone while dancing. That person would fall down on the ground, filled with love of God and transcendental mellows. Nityananda continually chanted the name of Hari and shouted loudly. Seeing his tottering dancing, people were struck with wonder. Sometimes he glanced on someone while dancing. That person would fall down on the ground, filled with love of God and transcendental mellows.
We can now close our eyes and keep inside of our consciousness the picture we saw of Lord Nityananda and remember what we read from the verse. We have another meditation for today, and maybe this one we could ask to Purnamasi Mataji if you would like to read. Also, again, 3 times.
Yes, thank you. Lord Nityananda invested his energies in all his chief associates. They became omniscient. Their words became perfect. They looked as beautiful as Cupid. Whomever they touched with their hands was overwhelmed with love of God and forgot everything. Lord Nityananda invested his energies in all his chief associates. They became omniscient. Their words became perfect. They looked as beautiful as Cupid. Whomever they touched with their hands was overwhelmed with love of God and forgot everything. Lord Nityananda invested his energies in all his chief associates. They became omniscient. Their words became perfect. They looked as beautiful as Cupid. Whomever they touched with their hands was overwhelmed with love of God and forgot everything.
We can again close our eyes and try to remember what we heard and eventually see it in our eyes. Nityananda Ram Ki Jai. So we will now start with the reading, and maybe I thought we do it after the reading, and maybe we could ask Nikunja Biharini if you would like to start the reading. I will just share the screen here.
Nityananda Charitamrita Andya-khanda Chapter 4 Lord Nityananda's Grand Bathing at the House of Raghava Pandita. O brothers, listen attentively to the topics of Andya-khanda that describe the pastimes of Nitai Chandra. One day, Sri Gaurasundara, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, appearing in human form, sat alone with Nityananda. Lord Gauranga said, "Listen, magnanimous Nityananda, go immediately to Navadvipa. I promised that I would drown everyone, including fools, fallen, and sinners in the ocean of Krishna Prema. If you remain here with me as an ascetic, keeping a vow of silence and concealing your enthusiasm, who will deliver the fallen souls of this world? You are the bestower of love and devotion. If you want to make my words true, go to Bengal at once. Deliver everyone by giving prema bhakti to all the foolish, fallen, low class, and the distressed. Instructed by Lord Gauranga, Nityananda Prabhu promptly left for Bengal with his own associates, Ramadasa, Gadadhara Dasa, and Raghunatha Vaidya, who were filled with love and devotion, Krishna Dasa Pandita, Rameshwara Dasa, and the most blissful Purandara Pandita, all went with Nityananda Swarupa to Bengal. As he began his journey, he first induced his associates to become ecstatic. They all forgot themselves. There was no end to the ecstatic symptoms that arose in their bodies. For example, the mood of Sri Gopala manifested in the body of Ramadasa and foremost among the Vaishnavas. On the way, Ramadasa transfigured into a threefold bending form and remained unconscious for 9 hours. Gadadhara Dasa, absorbed in the mood of Radhika, suddenly began to laugh loudly, saying, "Who will buy yogurt?" The broad-minded Raghunatha Vaidya Upadhyaya displayed the mood of Revati. Both Krishnadasa and Parameshwara Dasa constantly created mischief in the mood of cowherd boys. Purandara Pandita climbed on a tree and jumped down, saying, "I am the great Angada." Nityananda Prabhu, the origin of Sri Ananta, inspired everyone to revive his original mood. They walked very fast, sometimes forgetting themselves and walking in the wrong direction. They often asked the local people, "Brothers, please tell us how to reach the bank of the Ganges." People would reply, "Allah, Allah, you are on the wrong path. You just wasted 6 hours of your journey." Getting proper directions, they would return to the original path. When they again asked for the right way, the people told them to take a 20-mile detour to reach the original path. All of them smilingly walked along the road. They did not know their own selves. What to speak of the roads? None of them felt the urges of the body such as hunger, thirst, fear, or distress. They were totally merged in bliss. No one can describe the unlimited pastimes Nityananda Prabhu did on the way to Bengal. Nityananda, the source of Sri Ananta, finally reached the village of Panihati on the bank of the Ganges.
Thank you so much. Maybe we can ask Divya Kishori, if you like to continue the reading.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Nityananda Prabhu, along with his devotees, arrived at the house of Raghava Pandit at Panihati. Raghav Pandit was overjoyed to see Nityananda Prabhu. Sri Makardhwaj Kara, who was a disciple of Raghav Pandit, also became very happy. Nityananda Prabhu, along with his associates, lived happily in the village of Panihati. He would roar loudly of ecstasy. Always overwhelmed with prema, he would go into rapturous trance. When Nityananda desired to dance, 3 famous singers quickly assembled there. The most pious Madhav Ghosh was expert in doing kirtan. There was no better singer in the world. He was known as a singer of Vrindavan and was very dear to Nityananda Swarupa. As the 3 brothers of Madhava, Govinda and Vasudev began to sing, the Supreme Lord Nityananda began to dance, and the most powerful Avadut, Nityananda, danced. It seems like the earth shook with every step. Nityananda continually chanted the name of Hari and shouted loudly. Seeing his tottering dancing, people were struck with wonder. Sometimes he glanced on someone while dancing. That person would fall on the ground, filled with love of God and transcendental mellows. This marked the auspicious beginning of Lord Nityananda's deliverance of the fallen souls. He danced for a long time, showing all the signs of ecstatic love. After some time, he sat down on a throne and ordered his servants to do abhishek to him. All his devotees, headed by Raghav Pandit, quickly arranged the abhishek, bringing thousands of pitchers of Ganga water mixed with various perfumes. With great satisfaction, they poured the scented water on the head of Lord Nityananda. Everyone chanted Hari Hari on all sides. They all recited suitable mantras while doing Abhishek and sang his glorification. All his associates submerged in the ocean of bliss. After Abhishek, they put new clothes on him and applied sandalwood paste to his body. They decorated his broad chest with beautiful flower garlands mixed with tulasi. They set a throne decorated with gold before the Lord. Lord Nityananda sat on the throne, while Sri Raghavananda held an umbrella above his head. The devotees began to glorify him, and there arose a crying sound on all sides. Everyone raised their hands and exclaimed, "Save us!" They all went into a rapture of Krishna. Lord Nityananda, absorbed in his own blissful mood, glanced at everyone, showering prema, love of God on them. Nityananda Prabhu ordered, "Raghav Pandit, please make a garland of kadamba flowers and bring it to me quickly. I am very fond of kadamba flowers. In fact, I always reside in the forest of Kadamba." Raghavananda folded his hands and said, "Lord, it's not the season for kadamba trees to flower." Lord Nityananda said, "Go home and look carefully. There may be a flower or two in some place." Raghav Pandit straightway went to his house. To his complete surprise, he saw something most wonderful. Beautiful kadamba flowers blossomed on the lemon tree in his courtyard. How wonderful were the colors and fragrance of those flowers! Just seeing them frees one from material. Seeing those beautiful kadamba flowers, Raghav Pandit began to swoon in ecstasy. Controlling himself, he quickly made a garland of kadamba flowers and brought it before Lord Nityananda. Nityananda Prabhu was very pleased and put the garland on at once. The sweet fragrance of kadamba flowers overwhelmed the Vaishnavas. They all felt very happy. Suddenly, the most wonderful thing happened. Everyone could smell the scent of some wonderful flowers. The enchanting aroma of the Damanaka flowers filled all the trees. Nityananda Prabhu smilingly said, "Listen, brothers, can you tell me what you smell?" Everyone folded their hands and replied, "We smell the fragrance of wonderful flowers. The smell comes from all directions." Nityananda, out of his causeless mercy, began to explain most confidential topics. "Listen to the mystery, for you must know the truth in detail. Today Chaitanya Gosai came here from Nilachal to hear our Kirtan. He wore a garland of Damanaka flowers and sat in a tree unseen. All the four directions filled with aroma of that wonderful garland. To see your chanting and dancing, the Lord came from Nilachal. Give up all other affairs and always sing the glories of Krishna. May all of you forever glorify Sri Krishna Chaitanya Chandra and be fully immersed in the ocean of Krishna Prem." Saying this, Nityananda Prabhu shouted loudly and showered love of God in all directions. Being drenched in the rain of prema, everyone swooned in ecstasy. Oh dear brothers, please hear the potency of Nityananda Prabhu, how he awarded prema bhakti to everyone in this world. By his mercy, everyone easily received the prema bhakti of the gopis of Vrindavan, described in Srimad Bhagavatam.
Thank you so much. Maybe we can ask Dhiramati if you would like to read the remaining. If you can unmute yourself, Dhiramati. Okay, then maybe Nupur. She did, super.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, we can hear you very nicely.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, I cannot. It's just too small because I'm on a mobile phone.
Aha, okay, no problem.
I'm sorry.
No problem.
Sorry.
Okay, another time, no problem.
Just this bigger one I can.
Yes. Nupur, would you like to read the remaining?
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji. As Nityananda sat on the golden throne, all his associates continued to dance in front of him. Everyone climbed a tree, walked on the leaves, and yet did not fall down. Out of ecstasy, someone shouted loudly and jumped down from a tree. Someone roared like a lion and caught the root of the tree, pulling it out of the ground while chanting, Hari, Hari. Someone went to the forest of betel nuts and gathered 5 or 6 trees together. With immense strength due to love of God, he uprooted all of them. All the symptoms of love mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, such as shedding tears, being stunned, heavy breathing, perspiring, hair standing on end, roaring loudly, faltering of voice, paleness, and falling unconscious, were fully manifest in the bodies of everyone by the causeless mercy of Lord Nityananda. In any direction, Nityananda Mahashya mercifully glanced. He showered love and devotion. Anyone Nityananda looked upon would fall unconscious due to ecstatic Krishna prem. They would try to catch hold of Nityananda Swarupa, who smiled sitting on his golden throne. Lord Nityananda invested his energies in all his chief associates. They became omniscient, their words became perfect. They looked as beautiful as Cupid. Whomever they touched with their hands was overwhelmed with love of God and forgot everything. Nityananda Prabhu lived like this in the village of Panihati for 3 months and continued his pastimes of distributing love and devotion. For 3 months, all the devotees were lost in ecstatic trance. They stopped all bodily activities. They did not eat for 3 months. All they did was continuously dance in ecstatic bliss. The blissful pastimes Nityananda Prabhu enjoyed in the village of Panihati will be described in the 4 Vedas. Who can describe the extent of the pastimes Lord Nityananda performed within 1.5 hours? For time to time, he would personally dance with his devotees on all sides. Sometimes he would sit down in a hero's posture and encourage all the devotees to dance. The dancing of only one of his servants flooded all the surroundings with Krishna prem. Just as banana trees fall flat by the force of a storm, so the devotees fell flat, overwhelmed by the happiness of prema. As Lord Nityananda was personally overwhelmed by ecstatic love of God, he turned all the devotees into models of himself. He constantly engaged in the congregational chanting of the holy names of Krishna introduced by Sri Gauranga, the Mahamantra, and encouraged all the devotees to do likewise. Anyone who came to see him was overwhelmed with Krishna prem. Such was the example of his distribution of love of Krishna. Whenever any servant of Lord Nityananda desired to have something, he would instantly get it. Everyone merged in the ocean of transcendental bliss and did not know how 3 months passed, excepting the lotus feet of Sri Gauranga and Nityananda Prabhu. I, Vrindavan Das, sing the glories of their lotus feet.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for all of your wonderful reading. I think there was really a lot of content into what we read, and maybe before we meditate on what we have read, I would like to hear from you any detail that you might have noticed or you might remember from what was happening into this pastime.
I remember when they started, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed Lord Nityananda, and immediately Lord Nityananda walked, and it was like they were walking, but they were so much in ecstasy that they didn't know, they didn't know even about themselves what to say about the roads. They would go, and then after it was 6 hours again in the other direction, they again would ask, but then again they were just completely, so then again, so it might have taken a long time to arrive to their destination. No time, no space, no, they were not eating, not drinking, nothing.
For 3 months.
For 3 months.
Divya Kishori.
Yes, Mataji, I also wanted to share this point that I also wrote that the bliss is so high that there were no bodily needs. That it was so I was feeling so nice that just by praying to Lord Nityananda, so much bliss will come that I will go above these modes and there will be no bodily need for which one person just goes through all the day. And second, that Nityanand Prabhu revive the original mood of everybody. So this was also something I wanted to pray for, that to Lord Nityananda. And the last I wanted to share Abhishek. So Nityanand Prabhu liked Abhishek, and that somebody does Abhishek, and he told to Raghav Pandit about Kadamba flowers. And then the smell came and all the Damanaka flowers, Chaitanya Gosai came. So it was like so much, and I think so much imagination. It was so beautiful. The tree, lemon tree, Kadamba trees, Kadamba flowers on lemon trees. So it's just, it's not imaginable also sometimes, like, wow.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. So maybe we can close our eyes now and we can go into the pastime and recollect all what we have heard and slowly go through it. You can see how Lord Chaitanya was requesting Lord Nityananda, now you go and spread love of God. Lord Nityananda was empowering his associates to become ecstatic. See how they were manifesting their real identity as being gopis and gopas. See how they were lost on their way because of too much ecstasy. Finally, they reached the house of Raghava Pandit, where a beautiful Abhishek took place. Brought millions of pots of Ganga water with fragrance, scent, and poured it over the head of Nityananda. They were shouting, Hari, Hari, and chanting mantras. And they dressed Nityananda and applied sandalwood paste all over his body. They gave him a beautiful garland with tulsi leaves. Raghava Pandit was there holding an umbrella over his head. See how Nityananda asked for Kadamba flowers at the great surprise of Raghava Pandit. See how, despite the impossibility to have such a flower, he went home and found many Kadamba flowers of many colors on the lemon tree. How surprised and amazed must Raghava Pandit be? quickly strung garlands, brought it around the neck of Lord Nityananda. And the intense fragrance of Damana flower became prominent from all directions. The devotees were so amazed. Nityananda told them, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to hear our kirtan. See how they were dancing all together and how Nityananda will empower all the associates with his spiritual energies. They were roaring loudly. Whoever was touched by the glance of Nityananda or touched by the hands of his associates will become overwhelmed in Krishna Prem. Let's now pray that we might be allowed one day to personally, face to face, witness those pastimes. You can open your eyes again. And share the screen again. Here. Now we need the voice to gently prepare some thoughts about open for empowerment, because a lot of what we feel was how Nityananda was empowering his associates. So we have some thoughts connected also to Guru Tattva, connected to this becoming empowered.
Yes, so I think all about stories openings of Lord Nityananda. And I think all of us, we are here, we still have hope and believe in miracles, no? Like if you think like the lemons, the kandamba flowers on the lemon tree, the spiritual form. So I think all of us that are here are trying to the spiritual path, hope that miracles will happen to us.
Sorry, Vaitayanti, we can't hear you very well.
Okay, then I will try to come close and speak louder. Better? Good. So we still hope, like I remember there is this verse, by the mercy of the spiritual master, even a blind man can see the stars. And even someone who has no words can become a poet. And even a layman can cross over mountains. So this is speaking also about us. And so like here we can see also Lord Nityananda, that is actually the spiritual master. The spiritual master, this can happen to all of us, and that would be like giving most happiness to our spiritual master, that finally we can let go and transform and become this wonderful butterfly and fly and share, as we say, Krishna consciousness with everyone, just even Nityananda, and that's even without speaking, they will just touch someone and this magic would transfer just like this. So every one of us has this opportunity to be empowered. So we will look just shortly how to become open to be empowered. This actually was shared by Keshava Maharaj some times ago. And because the empowerment is there, but we need to be open, to open our heart for this empowerment, because the Lord wants to give, He wants to touch our heart, the spiritual master as well. So the first point of to be able to become empowered is detachment. So we have to become detached. If we want to become what the Lord actually wants from us, we also need to be able to let go of what we are now, and detached also for, we have so many plans now, how I am, what I want to do, and like this, but we need to be detached and be open to what is the will of the Lord, to be empowered. So letting go. So this is the first. The second point is the desire to serve. So we need to have this in our heart, the desire to make a positive change in the world, in the life of others, of touching the people's heart. And when this desire becomes very strong in our heart, then we also open up for empowerment. And the Lord, okay, let it be. Because so the Lord then can act through us. But if we have no desire, if we are just going through life and without even thinking about, then there is no way. So this desire to serve, to make every experience we have in life with other people a growing experience, a transforming experience. Also for us as well, always remaining in this mentality of growing and transforming. So desire to serve. The third one, be connected with the devotees in the sense that we need guidance also for this empowerment. The guidance comes from devotees. So we can ask the devotees also. Always keep and ask for guidance how to move forward in this path of empowerment. And the third one is not to be bewildered by difficulty, because as we will start also to opening up, become empowered, the challenges will come. We really want this. We really want to become an instrument of the Lord. So this is the way that we can show our seriousness to the Lord. Yes, I really want it. And this like so become determined when difficulties come, and so that we develop like determination, and then the empowerment will come. And in this way, like by detachment, our own plans, desire to serve others, be connected for guidance with devotees, not be bewildered by the difficulties, we can become humbly dependent and become instrument of the Lord. And one day we may be able also to experiment a little bit of what would have been nice, no? I was thinking, wow, to feel like this actually this connection also with this and the spiritual, who we really are, with the energy of the Lord, like this spiritual living entities, not any longer beyond the bodily, the mind, and like completely, like okay. So and in this way we can also like touch others' part and approach it.
The reading was going on. I sometimes felt like also the desire to shout. And I wanted to just give a small caution for everyone. No one should uproot trees after the session today. If you have received some yes. Okay. So we will stop here for today. We are a little bit ending earlier, but we will be very happy to hear if you have some thoughts or some something you would like to share from today's session.
Prabhuji, like last point, what did you share? Like your voice did not come. That I will share a question and then something.
Yeah, I was actually saying that during the reading, I felt a few times like also the desire to shout. I felt energized by what we were hearing. And then I was just giving a word of caution for all of you that no one should uproot trees today after the session. That's a little joke. So we are very happy if you like to share something from today's reading, something maybe you take with you, or something, some picture that you saw, or some thoughts on Nityananda, whatever. Rameshwari Mataji, we did not hear from you today. Do you have anything you would like to share?
Yeah, I was also very much attracted by how they were uprooting the trees. I was like, wow, what a power of ecstasy. So I was thinking about these childhood stories about Hanuman going to the forest of Lanka and uprooting the trees. And so I was thinking maybe he also felt the same way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right.
Nikunja Biharini.
I was thinking during reading how generous bhakti is. Generous. During Abhishek, devotees were generously giving to Lord Nityananda everything what is needed, even and then even not possible things like such as kadamba flowers, even yes, also uprooting the trees. That it is so Nityananda generously shared his love to his associates, and his associates generously shared, loved him, actually expressed their love. So if bhakti is expressed, love is expressed without limits, it can then these miracles happen. There are no limits.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for this reflection. Very nice. We were last weekend in Radhadesh Melo, and Achyuta Gopi was saying about how much it is actually our duty as devotees to give the mercy further. That no one of us, we receive so much mercy, but we should not be miser. We should really look and see how actually we can give further this bhakti, this devotion, and we see that very much in the past tense. And thank you, Nikunja Biharini, for bringing that point up. Thank you.
I think I still also like to say, I'm thinking also loud for myself, like because after years that we practice Kirtan consciousness, how much do I still believe that these miracles can happen, that I can be part of that I can finally transform, that I can finally be this ecstatic being. So I thought this is an important, so that because, for example, now the festival of Lord Nityananda is coming. So why can I not see this? Why I cannot be this ecstatic being? So I think, and Lord Nityananda is super merciful, as we saw. So if we start to open up our heart now and believe and trust and pray, maybe that it will happen. But yeah, again, I think myself, I keep close. It seems, yeah, we become like little more like stone-like, and we are able not to move and to open up. But I like to pray to Lord Nityananda that I really want to have, some of this vision and finally also become one of the ecstatic beings.
Ayatakshi Mataji, would you like to also share some words?
Oh, thank you very much. This was so nice. Really a medicine. Meditation and kata, and also sharing with the devotees. Yeah, the pleasure in the heart multiplies. And maybe also because I was completely drawn by my problems in what you have in the life, assisting old parents, and then I'm seeing how they have a block in their mind. They're recalling their life, the problems, and I'm asking myself, when I will be old, what will be the song in my mind? What will be the remembering? What will I remember? Because it becomes mechanical. So I appreciate so much these meditations, and ah, I think that really we should do it. I should do it often, to not come at the end of my life like, oh, this went wrong, that went wrong, or just maybe being overwhelmed by a fear of the death. and overwhelmed by the pain and the body. I don't know what will come. So thank you very much for starting these meditations.
Thank you. Very, very beautiful reflection. Purnamasi Mataji, can we also ask a few words of wisdom, a few realization or vision onto this?
Just like Ayatakshi said, just thank you. Thank you for your endeavor to bring us every week together and that we can meditate about Lord Nityananda. And what you said by Jayanti, it's or what you also said, Gaura Hari Prabhu, that we can one day imagine to be in these leelas. It's actually, when you said it, I said, no. And then, yeah, why not? It's such a wow.
Thank you.
Just this thought. Thank you.
And actually, as long as we think it will not be possible, that it's too far away, we are actually closing the door ourselves for such experience to happen. Therefore, actually, what Vajanti said is just so important that we keep hope and desire that we want to one day witness it directly with our eyes and be fully present. Yeah.
I appreciate what Ayatakshi was saying, because naturally also as we grow older, the material energy tends actually to put us down naturally. But how is important that, yeah, we, like the associate, they were completely, they no need to eat, nothing. So, but it's very important that we do this now, as Ayatakshi say, or this practice also, no? What we practice now, actually I was listening a lecture yesterday from our spiritual master, where he was saying, because yeah, what we practice now is what we are later. So it's very important through this meditation like this is really we form what will be our mind later on. So the importance of this practice, I also feel very much.
So we wish you a wonderful Nityananda Appearance Day. May all the meditation we did will be popping up from inside of our heart and give you a lot of transcendental emotions. And we will keep in contact after Nityananda. We'll have 1 week break, and most probably we will have a Goranga, 1 month on Goranga meditation, preparing ourselves for Gorpunim. And thank you so much for joining, for bringing your hearts. The Sangha is actually bringing a lot of nectar out of those sessions. If I will do it alone with Vajanti, it will never be as relevant as with all of you. So thank you so much for joining, and see you very soon. Jai Nitai, Jai Nitai.
Jai Nitai.
Jai. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Jai Nitya.